Hey Vivi, I want to ask you a question. Did China have something like this when you were a child?
No.
Okay.
We don't even have cars.
That's what I want to talk about, is China in 1986, or around that time period when you were a kid, versus my childhood, and as to why the hell China's changed so much and grown so much, okay? First off, let's get in the subway. So Vivi, we're talking about our childhoods and what's different, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it's safe to say that both of us did not ride like an electric subway where we lived growing up when we were kids, right? I grew up in the middle of nowhere, but I took a car because we've had cars in mainstream America for a very long time. Mm-hmm. What did you ride? Like, how did your parents get you around?
When I was like in kindy and stuff, we only have bicycle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the whole family only have one bicycle, and then it's a big one we call nanzhami, which is like for men. It's like in the front have a really high bar.
Right.
So usually like my mom gonna sit in the back. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna sit on the bar.
You sat on the bars?
Yeah.
When you were just a wee little girl?
Yeah, like when I was in kindy. So that's how I go to school and stuff.
So let's fast forward a little bit. I'm still in the car. Nothing's changed for me.
Yeah.
Okay, in the same car. I mean, our car situation pretty much stayed the same. It got a little better. My dad had a Dodge Omni, and then we went to like a Ford Escort station wagon. What did you upgrade to?
When I go to the primary school, it started getting better.
Okay.
And because my parents work for the government, so government actually give every like certain level of people some governor own vehicle, which is motorcycle.
Like a real motorcycle?
Yeah, a real motorcycle, like scooter.
Not a scooter. It was a scooter?
No, it was a scooter.
It was a scooter.
Meanwhile, my dad also bought one.
Oh, okay.
A Honda.
Richie Rich over here, like a 125. One of those worker bikes.
125.
So you sat in the back of that and held on for dear life?
No.
What?
Still, the whole family, if we go out, 3 of us, mom's in the back, I still sit on the tank.
You sat on the gas tank?
Yes.
Wow, safety was a massive concern for your family, I'll tell you that. Holy crap. Well, that's...
So I always got the front wheel.
That's interesting. So let's fast forward a little bit more. I'm still in a car, okay? Car situation's the same, I'm still in the Ford Escort over. But what about when you were in high school?
In high school, things getting better because the government changed the vehicle from motorcycle to the car.
Whoa. That looks freaking amazing. Those are soup-filled xiaolongbao. I haven't had those in a long time. You want to get some?
Let's try.
Okay, let's go inside and actually figure it out. So to finish off this whole transportation conversation, you ended up with a Ford Mondeo as the centerpiece to your family, right?
Yep.
The really interesting thing about that, I think you were telling me, was there was another Ford Mondeos on the road. There was pretty much nothing on the road, right, when they first got the car?
Later on, my dad changed department and, Ford Mondeo is our car. I remember that was like when I was like high school, the second grade. And then my mom said about the Ford Mondeo. I was like, no, you don't lie to me. Like it's such a big deal that.
Oops.
Sorry.
你没事吗？
Okay.
没事。
It's okay.
Okay.
拿毛巾来就好我拿。
谢谢。
Oh my gosh, I
Burn
almost
girl.
become burn girl, but my shoes is totally wet.
You're burn girl. She was nice about it. We don't make a stink when people are very polite.
没事，不好意思。
没事。
差点。
As I was saying, so after you became burn girl number 2, do we have to go to the hospital?
No.
Am I never gonna talk to you
Surprised
again?
It's the first time I never scream.
You know what's funny is now I have to make sure the burn girl video comes out before this so that people understand what we're
You
talking
always whine about like a little teeny tiny thing I would scream. I didn't scream this
I think it's
time.
because you're on camera. Dude, this girl will scream at anything. Anything that happens, she screams bloody murder. Today you dropped a couple plums in your bag. You're like, oh my gosh. As I ran over to see what was wrong, and there was freaking plums in your bag. Like someone got hurt or died. Like your dad died of some shit. Anyway, so you were freaking out, just like you did, when your parents told you that they got a car, because it was a big deal.
Yeah.
I was telling the audience here, the Laowinners, that at that time, if you walked out onto the street, what would you see?
Definitely not like as scary as right now. Like at that time, we can literally, right now you don't dare to let your kid go to school
No
by
way.
yourself. At that time, like we don't even need to worry that much because of the car is still kind of rare, especially in our third-tier little city. Just like the most common vehicle will be bus.
Okay.
And then the private car.
And you'd
that's
see
it.
private cars, but they would be like those black Toyota Crowns, and they would be government officials usually, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Most
different.
of them are motorcycle and bicycle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's different times back then, right? Now, I feel like if you went back to my childhood and then took a video of the street throughout the entire childhood that you talked about, it would look exactly the same, except for the fact that the vehicles would be newer models, obviously. But everyone's had a car.
It's absolutely different. I don't remember a long time ago. I don't think we can ever find that picture anymore. We have a satellite. Those like, it's not satellite. It's about the picture that took from the sky. At that time, about Huizhou, like
I can put that in there.
the
Yeah.
traffic and
A little low.
there's no traffic, and now it's just like jam packed with the cars.
Now we're gonna wait for the food to arrive, and when we do, we're gonna talk about home life and what did we eat, grew up eating. Okay. I can safely say that we did not eat this food growing up. Am I right? So I want to talk about a little bit about life at home, maybe like what your mom was cooking and stuff. I'll paint the picture for you. I remember when I was a kid, come home from school, my mom had phases of cooking. So like in the beginning we were vegetarian and it was horrible. So we'd either have like tofu with like barbecue sauce on it or like fake ground meat in spaghetti or something. You know what I mean? Like that kind of crap. There was all kinds of stuff like that. I just remember veggie burgers a lot, soy hot dogs. It was bad. It was rough childhood for me because of my parents' weird phases they went through. And my mom suddenly got better at cooking, so we'd have roast chicken and spaghetti and meatballs, typical fare, like nothing crazy, right? What about you? What was like a normal childhood growing up eating?
When I was a little kid, because my parents was teacher. Back then, teacher is like really bad. Like their salary just like the poorest to the poor. So, like we can't really afford too much stuff. My mom told me that what's the cheapest in the market, that will be the thing we eat every single day. Like tofu, like a salted fish, and then sprout, with a bean sprout. And that's also sometimes some like a seasoned vegetable. That's everything we eat. And then if my mom feels like we need some, like I need better health and my dad need more health and just like nutrition, we'll go to grandma's house to eat, because my grandma's back then was like from the soldier and stuff. They're in a really nice department, so they're kind of rich. So we need to go back there.
So for you, it was like eating out of necessity, like to have energy, basically, right? It wasn't like something pleasurable for you guys.
No, I grew up never liking the food.
Oh, that's weird.
My only I don't even have candy. My only snack can be like maybe 1 month or something. My dad have some weird invention. Let me put sugar in a cucumber, dip in a cucumber. That's my snack. And also tomato, because fruit are cheap and my dad can grow on his garden. So that's the thing we had. I grew up with. But when I go to primary school, my mom said like that's enough. I can't be a teacher anymore.
Gotta have better food for my kids.
She need to go to actually she went to TCL.
Weird.
Yeah.
You're the company you worked for.
Yeah, at that time it's not called
TCL.
TCL. And she worked there, and then our life getting better. And then like just suddenly when it's our second grade in the primary school, all of a sudden I have a policy. The government have a policy where it's like 以薪养人, which means like you need to pay for the employee the governor higher salary so that they're not gonna be cropped.
Right.
So our life is started picking up.
So you were able to eat better food at that point.
Yeah, our life is immediately just day and night getting better.
Right.
I start to have like all the meat I want, and duck and pork and beef in that time. But I like at that time, I never that much of a picky eater back then, so I don't. Probably it's because I don't know better. I never whined about any food. I only know like that when I was really little, I love to go to grandma's house to eat because they have a lot of food.
So obviously home life is not just about food, right? You told me that you were often left home alone.
Yeah.
As a child, even when you were super, super young. Was that because your parents didn't care about you, or was it because it was kind of safe?
First of all, it's kind of safe. The second thing is like they don't have the concept that you can't leave a kid at home.
Okay.
They don't. They just like, even when I have baby live, I say like I need to go out to buy the grocery and stuff.
No way.
My relative were telling me to just leave her there, she's sleeping. I said, no, I don't leave my kids at home alone. She's an infant. And then still a lot of old people, it doesn't make sense to them. I remember like every single, like nowadays kids have summer holiday, and it's the worst nightmare for the parents because they don't know what to do anymore because they need work, right?
Right.
So all those like bushiban, those like activity class, summer camp, and those kind of things exist and getting really popular because the kids need to send their parents.
So
need
that's their way to
send
like
their
dump
kid
them
out.
off.
But in my situation, it's not. Like back then, like I don't have siblings to play with. So the only thing I can do is just my parents need to go to work. I have a small amount of time to watch my TV. After that, I'm alone. Like my parents just leave me at home. I have nothing to do. I don't know how to draw a picture because I was in kindy. Sometimes probably they have the time to send me to grandma, but most of the time I just stay at home alone. And then drawing my dad's most precious Qing Dynasty book.
You drew all over it.
Yeah, I drew
What's
all
their
over it.
freaking fault? They left you home alone.
Yeah, just like, it's weird that I didn't manage to play fire and stuff.
You probably did, you just don't remember.
I didn't get burned.
Oh my gosh.
So just the whole day, and then at noon they will have noon break, come back and cook for me. And then they go out again. So that's my whole summer, and now it's gone, you know?
For me, that's super sad, by the way. For me, I was always outside hanging out with my friends and stuff, and I wasn't allowed to stay home alone until I was like around 10. But I didn't have that sadness. I didn't have that sad story. That sounds awful.
I don't really think I'm sad. I feel like to the point that like, I remember because like since I was like the first grade of primary school, because at that time it's like seriously the traffic is not that bad.
Right.
So it's the first grade. I think it's about like 6 or 7 years old. I already walked to school. And then when I come back, I remember the first time I go back home, my mom gave me a key. I don't know how to open the door. So I'm gonna sit outside of my door until my parents come back.
That's not sad.
I didn't feel like that because everybody in that time they all just don't care, you know.
Right.
So it's not only you are like that. Everybody in that generation is like. I think like in the bigger city probably the kids' life is better than us, more advanced than us because we are not in the biggest city. But yeah, in general, the whole China, you don't compare with like that little city or something.
For sure.
Most of the kids like grow up like that, so you don't feel like you're sad.
Right.
Now you think about it, it's pretty sad. You would never do that to your daughter, but that's just the time.
You change with the times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so not a whole lot's changed, I think. For other kids have technology and stuff now, which is crazy different than what I had growing up. But I was mostly just kind of baiting you into talking about this because the changes through your lifestyle were very drastic growing up, right?
And now like you keep saying, because that caused a mindset like, when you guys meet my parents and stuff, it's like, you guys are rich. It's like, no, we are not. But like we grow up with the mindset that like we're pretty poor, right?
Right. But things got better, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to say there's a whole lot of stuff that we can't talk about that we put on patreon.com/Laowinners. So if you want to support the channel, go over there. Also, we got a lot of work to do on this food. I'm so full and it's way too much. Like, seriously. What are we gonna do with all this?
I don't know. Two people tried to order some dim sum and I like the whole table.
Oh my god. But it's very good. I want to say thank you so much, Laowinners, and I'll catch you
on the next one.
Thank you so much for watching, Laowinners. You can click right below here to watch another Laowinners video, which comes out every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST. Top right corner, you can click ADVChina, which is me and SerpentZA's collaboration channel, which you can watch every Monday at 1 p.m. EST. And right below that, watch a SerpentZA video, which comes out every Friday at 1 p.m. EST.